practice collaboration in small but intentional ways. Administrators and teachers sitting side.
But not use media, public speaking, and entrepreneurship to build a unique brand, interviewing over 2,000 celebrities, and hosting more in Mall of America to cover events such as the Super Bowl and the NCAA tournament.
That story is one of grit, vision, and youth empowerment. Please welcome to the stage the Youth Critic.
And I'm standing up here at 19 years old, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity, for them for supporting me, for all of you in the audience for allowing me to be here today. But before I get started, before I talk about myself, before I talk about what we're going to do today, I need everybody in here to stand up right now. Every educator, get up. Stand up right now. Let's go, let's go, let's get up, let's get up, let's get up. Everybody should be standing except for my dad. He kicked me to stay seated. You're not an educator. Welcome. Welcome to the 2025-2026 school year. Let's raise some noise. We're trying to set the tone for what this year is going to look like and what education looks like here in Clarenceville. So one more time, I'm going to ask you to have some energy, and let's give it up for this school year. Let's go. One thing for me that's going to set the tone in this room before I begin, because energy is contagious. It bounces off from one person to the next person to the next, for our students to inspire them. So I like that round of applause, but for us to really have an impact, we got to be on the same page. So I'm going to do it a little bit differently. When I say go, I want everyone here to give me 3 claps. Ready, go. Alright, that was alright. It was a little bit better. When I say go, I want 2 claps. Ready, go. Y'all starting to feel that? When I say go, I need 1 clap. Ready, go. I like that. One more time. When I say go, 1 clap. Ready, go. I love it. Man, did y'all miss the time? This right here is what it's all about. Everybody being on the same page. Y'all have no idea what it means to see a room full of educators, empowered students. I'm a product of my environment as a 19-year-old kid. I'm a product of people who believed in me. I'm a product of my parents telling me I can do this, but I'm a product of being in the classroom and having teachers at a young age tell me you can. Tell me not to give up. Tell me I can do anything I want to do. That's the power that you all hold today.
Dr. Constance said, all means all, right? That's what this is all about. That's why we do a 1 clap, or 1 heartbeat together. I am capable of anything.
I am capable of anything.
I can push the limits and succeed.
I am push the limits and succeed.
I am great at helping other people.
I am great at helping other people.
One more time. I am capable of anything.
I am capable of anything.
I can push to the limits and succeed.
I can push the limits and succeed.
I am great at helping other people.
I am great at helping other people.
All right, we're going to do it right now. Turn to the person next to you. And I want you to say this. Look them right in their eyes and tell them, I am proud of you.
I'm proud of you.
I believe in you.
I believe in you.
You can do anything that you put your mind to. You can inspire other people. I want you to imagine something with me for a moment. Imagine students walking into your classroom every day, tired, stressed out, irritated. Imagine if you made them stand up and repeat those things. Imagine if you built their confidence for just 1 minute in the class period every day. What is the effect of that? Gender, Mr. Dave, who worked at that same school. A lot of us look down on genders, man. All they do is clean, but that's not true. Mr. Dave overcame lung cancer. Every day when I went into gym class, he had 1 minute for me, or a couple minutes for me. I used to roll out and throwing football to him. He used to play catch me, and I said, man, I'm going to be in the NFL one day. He said, you are going to be in the NFL one day. He said, when you're in high school, I'm going to come watch you. He said, I believe in you. And though I didn't accomplish my goals, I had that confidence in my head that I could do anything. He probably didn't even know this. He did this for hundreds of students. But I will never forget that you as educators in this room had that power to touch someone's heart for the rest of their life.
So let's address the elephant in the room. Why the heck is a 19-year-old standing up here today presenting to all of you? A lot of people see my journey, they see the statistics, and they say, you must be brilliant, you must be motivated, you must have all these things that are special about you, but it's not true. I'm just like how all of you were in the classroom. I'm just like every single student that sits in your classroom, if not anything better than me. I'm just a normal kid. I want everybody to get up right now and turn to the person next to you. Let's go, get up. I'm going to do this a lot, so get used to it. Tell that person what your dream was. Tell them why you had that dream. Tell them they can change or why it changed.
What's your dream?
Where do you go? Alright, I should have some people in the audience with some mics. Someone who's brave, raise their hand. Tell me what your dream was as a young person. How you doing, sir? Good, how are you? Good, what's your name?
James Miller.
And what's your name, James?
Hey, James.
Hey, guys. Oh. Yeah, I got the mic.
So what was your dream before you got into kindergarten? When you were a little kid, what did you want to do?
I wanted to be a talk show host.
What did that dream change? When did it change?
It changed when I found that I had a passion for education.
I love it. We're going to talk about that a little bit, but I love that you're doing that. Everyone give a round of applause. Thank you both for sharing. I know you both could accomplish those dreams, but you chose education, and we love that. But you might know a little bit, and I'll tell you more about my journey through global media. Through having a dream, through seeing life where it took me, going on this journey, interviewing people. I got a chance to get in front of some of my favorite athletes, have meaningful conversations with some of the places where I fall on my face. And from there, we're going to talk about what Clarenceville is focused on this year. Building learning communities, learner center, deep understanding, assessment, feedback. I'm going to leave you all with the final impact today before I leave. The thing that I love about all three of you that shared, I'm sure everyone who's in the audience, talk to your neighbors, you overcame that. You didn't give up. It's easy when you're faced with something to say, I can't do this. But none of you gave up and you kept going, so I'll give you your flowers once again. For me as a young entrepreneur, the first two events I covered were semi-easy. I had access, I had support. But for the next 2,000 interviews that I didn't get. People started to say, you're too young, you're not 18 years old yet, why should we support you? If we let you in, we have to let every kid in, and it turns into a circus. People invalidated me because they say you are too young, you are not supposed to be here, instead of looking at my content. I think later somebody came up to me, but it wasn't her. It was 7 security guards surrounding me from every angle, saying, you need to get out of here right now, or we're going to call the Flint City Police on you, a 12-year-old, for trying to do an interview. I wish that was a one-off story, but that's something I face a lot of times. When I show up at different events, outside stadiums, hotel lobbies, doing it the hard way, because I didn't have the support to be inside, people tried to kick me out and tell me I wasn't supposed to be there. I had to find a way to overcome this and keep going. So I decided if you close the door on me, I'm going to kick through the window, and I'm going to find a way in regardless. By the time I got to high school, I ended up taking 11 AP classes. My parents said, we're not going to give you the easy way. You're going to take on challenges. You're going to try to figure it out. And I don't know if I ever did figure it out, but I learned a lot from that experience. While this was all happening, I told you I'm a big sports guy. I played sports year-round, from middle school to high school. I played football, basketball, and track. So my senior year, I was a captain for football, I was a captain for track, and I was a member of a very competitive basketball team. All these things took up a lot of time, but at the end of the day, I was able to maintain a 3.6 GPA throughout high school when I graduated with gold cords. Thank you. Well, I'll tell you next is shocking. I applied to 18 colleges, competitive schools, Ivy Leagues, Michigan, schools like that. 17 rejected me. Michigan State is the only school that accepted me. Why? They didn't value that real world education. They didn't value what I was doing outside the classroom. I felt like all they were looking at was my GPA. That's where the change has to happen. When do we value a kid who's going outside of the classroom and seeing things in the real world that's going to help them in college and beyond? Somebody's at the highest level giving me this encouragement meant a lot to me. And then one final quote that I included was from Pedro Martinez. Anyone a baseball fan in here? Okay. Pedro Martinez multiple times won Pitcher of the Year. And he said, whenever you see a man standing, doing whatever he chose to do, just remember that that man did it. You can't. Don't put limitations on yourself. That was another confidence building thing that he gave me, that I kept with me, especially when people closed the door on me, especially when people knocked me down. I realized I can do anything. So this is a cool story. I was in Atlanta covering a college football playoff, right? We didn't have any access. We're just roaming the city, looking for opportunities. One night we saw that the Atlanta Hawks were wrapping up an NBA game with the Milwaukee Bucks. Alright, let's go check it out. Let's see what we can find. So we asked around, hey, do you know where any of the players are? They said there's this one spot in Atlanta, maybe the Milwaukee Bucks are staying there. So we get there, it's a little bit of a long journey, we finally get there, me and my dad, and they say, the team just left. Oh no. But it's a nice area, so I'm gonna check it out. I like to snoop around this place. There's an elevator door closing, I put my hand in it. We talk about the importance of an elevator pitch. There was a young man, probably 19, 20 years old, standing in that elevator, so I started talking to him. He ended up being the son of the Milwaukee Bucks head coach, Coach Budenholzer. He said, you know what, when we come to Detroit, I'm going to try to help, I'm going to try my best to support you to come cover our game. So even though I was in Atlanta, 12 hours from home, 24 hours round trip, he set me up so that when they were right in my hometown, right in our Michigan market in Detroit, I was able to have access and go cover that game, talk to Coach Budenholzer, and talk to Giannis's brother Thanasis, and speaking in Greek. And then I got to interview Giannis. I remember standing in that locker room, I asked him the first question, he had his arm around my shoulder. Usually the way the locker room interview works is there's a mob of people. You ask a question, somebody else asks a question. So after my question, another reporter started to ask a question. He said, hold on. I get to talk to you guys every day. I don't get to talk to this kid a lot. Let me just answer a few more questions from him. He was curious, he wanted to hear from me, but that meant a lot to me. That made me realize that what I was doing really was leaving a positive impact on these players, and they wanted to talk to me. But I saw him at the Pro Bowl, and he was on the sideline during the game, and I said, hey, Cam, after the game, I'd love to talk to you. He said, I got you right now. So he goes on the field, plays a possession, comes off, takes his helmet off, he's like, what you got, man? I got to interview him right there. I felt like a sideline reporter. I don't know if I was supposed to do that, but it worked, so just put it on camera. He's always been encouraging. I've seen him at other Super Bowl weekends, and he always has something nice to say. Even in New Orleans, when I was covering the Final Four, he was there, and very encouraging to me. But in that interview, he said something that's really cool. He said, I asked him, his team had just lost in the playoffs. I said, how do you bounce back? He said, tomorrow's another day. What a great quote that we can all use. Tomorrow's another day. The first part of Learner Centered is students talking about their learning. I wrote a book, and I was vulnerable in my book about falling on my face and having to get back up because I wanted to show other young people that I did this because I tried, because I went out there and I did it. And even though it didn't always work out, I learned something from it, and it helped me out. And I want you to go out there and do the same thing. We need to encourage our kids to encourage each other, to take each other along their journeys with them. Imagine if you did. Imagine if you had the opportunity to know who's coming into your classroom, not as a student, not just your academic history, but the type of person that was coming into your classroom. What effective methods you can use to help that young man or young woman succeed. Do you ask the students specifically? Do you allow them to self-assess? Do you ask them what they're most proud of and what they want to improve? Who does a great job of that in their classroom? Would somebody like to share a technique that they use to do that or bring that out of the student? Right here? I've given you a profile of 4 students. One's introverted, but doing very well in the classroom. One's extroverted, doing well in the classroom. One's introverted and not doing well in the classroom. And one's extroverted and not doing well in the classroom. So I got a question for you all. Let's discuss in little groups. We're going to spend 2 or 3 minutes on this. How do you bring the best out of each student? And additionally, how do you get those students to collaborate with each other to bring the best out of each other? Find someone to talk to about that and spend a few minutes coming up with maybe a solution. Let's go, 1 o'clock, here we go. Let's go, 1 o'clock, here we go. Alright, we got a group right here. Let's learn to share a great solution. Let's go. I'm going to need audience this time. Can you get a mic over here?
I'm Michelle.
Alright.
Chloe. You're saying that it's important to know your students individually and know when you put them in groups, one student can bring out another student's personality, one student can help another overcome anything that they're struggling with and things like that. So
This is a story that's really touched me. One of the last points that I want to make. This past holidays, I decided to go out and do 13 days of giving. I went around my community and I took books. I wanted to give them to people who could use a thinking of. This particular story, I went to the hospital and I asked, is there anyone here who could use a thinking of? And they let me to this nurse. She said a couple years ago, my 18-year-old son died in a car accident. I was 18 years old at the time. For me to hand her that book, she said, I'm going to give this to his twin brother as she was in tears, that this will pick him up to show him that there's hope in the world, that you can do anything, that you can keep going. I wanted to share that story because that makes so much to me. All of you have life-touching stories in your classroom every single day, and the impact that you leave will stay forever. But I have a couple more quotes that I want to leave you with that I kind of lived and died by through my book. When you think you made it, you're only halfway there. That's something that is so important to not give up. Because you never know what obstacles are going to come next. You have to be ready for that. I need to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Something my dad always told me. You can't control what the outcomes are. You always want to be optimistic, but you have to be ready no matter what. 5 P's. Josh Gaddis, who was the offensive coordinator in college football. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Something that I know you all preach to your students, and it's real. And finally, when you hit rock bottom, there's only one way, and that is up. Talk about failure, being the best way to learn how to succeed. You talk about taking risks. That's something to keep in mind. I want to once again show gratitude to everybody here for giving me this opportunity, and specifically these two people right here. Mrs. Carew, a few months ago, I presented to the Michigan Superintendent's Conference in Grand Rapids, and there were hundreds of superintendents and administrators in the audience. A lot of them came up to me and were encouraging, but only one person supported me. And that was Mrs. Carew, and she said, we're going to have you speak on this day to all my teachers, and then Dr. Constant. One thing that's been constant is your support. You've been there for me this whole time. Help you with this presentation, make sure that it was addressing the things that you wanted to address as a school district, and give me this platform to work for me past 9 to 5 and overtime hours. So I'm very, very appreciative of that, and I want to thank everybody in this audience. I look around and I see so much success. I see so much opportunity for growth. I see people who are going to touch people's lives forever. I was a student, and I know all these students are in great hands because of the people in this room right now. So thank you so much. And one last time when I say go, I need one clap, there you go. That's one heartbeat. Congratulations everyone on making it to another school year, and I can't wait to see the impact that you have. I'm going to open it up right now for some questions from the audience if anyone wants to ask me anything.
Very possible to say you're very inspiring. You have a very bright future ahead of you. So congratulations.
First, thank you so much for your presentation. It's very inspiring and encouraging, and same here, and I wish you well in this right.
How did representation help you in your career? Being able to see yourself in the people around you.
Yeah, so that's where it all started. I mean, I wanted to be the first kid on national TV because I didn't see young people represented. I felt like I could be the first one to show other young people that it's possible as well. I always remember being asked what you want to be when you grow up. But I didn't like that question, so why can't I do it right now? And that was something that I really wanted to push by being that first example that, you know what, I can do it, you can do it too. And it didn't end up happening. I didn't end up being the first kid on national TV to decide on purpose. That's how I wrote this book. That's why I'm out here speaking right now, because I want other kids to do it. There are so many bright kids out there, but they never get a chance to reach their potential until someone believes in them. So I think representation starts with being that one. When you don't see something, being that one, and go out there and say, I'll be the one that represents.
Just give a Dr. Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be out at a table right outside the auditorium. I just want to say it's been a pleasure getting to go not with this family.
My big takeaway with that is that you didn't wait for opportunities to come to you. You seek out opportunities, right? Don't wait for opportunities to come to you. You're always saying, I'm going to go here, I'm going to find an opportunity. So before we dismiss for lunch, Superintendent Cruz got questions.
Every time I hear a kid, they always have something that we can learn from. And that's what I learned when I met with Dad. I said, you're going to be our keynote speaker, and we're going to figure out a way to get you to Little Clarenceville. And I don't care if I have to talk to Tom Izzo and get you some backstage passes from the store to be able to get you to come, but we're going to get you here. So I just really wanted to say thank you. You really made me reflect and realize what I can do better for the Clarenceville students and for all the stakeholders sitting in front of me. So thank you again for that.
Bob here from Global Media. I just had the great opportunity to speak to the Clarenceville School District. Introduce yourselves, everyone.
I'm Melissa Cruth. I'm the proud superintendent of the Clarenceville School District. He was our keynote speaker and he absolutely was amazing. Our teachers were engaged. He gave them with some really great tidbits to take back with them in the classroom, but his energy was electrifying, and we just so appreciate setting our tone for the beginning of the 25-26 school year, and I'm really excited that he was able to get to Clarenceville.
Dr. Tim Constant here, Director of Learning Services, and as Superintendent Cruz said, 90 minutes of just electricity that aligned to our mission, our vision, our principles of effective instruction. It was incredibly engaging, interactive. Vedant got into the crowd and interacted with the crowd, and there was so many opportunities for communication and collaboration, and 90 minutes seemed like 15 minutes. It was that interactive. So Vedant, thank you again.
Well, thank you both for believing in me and for pushing the right things in education. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.